Hello, I am Miguel Quintero, and I'll be presenting my senior project on the Ground Card Training Card game website and simulator. So let's go ahead and log in with the credentials that I have made on the screen. This is the only way you're going to be able to get into the website to continue on. So here it is, the main menu where you have three selections. You either go to the battle lobby, the deck selection, or the back button that will just return you to the main title screen. So let's go to the battle button. So as you can see in here, that I wasn't able to finish the battle simulation in time, or the coding of it anyways, but I was able to create a simulator on this application called Tabletop Simulator, where you could get very creative making up your own board games. So now let's go to the deck selection. Here you're able to see three buttons that you're able to see from different classes, different decks. There's Ryan Mage, there's Lorraine Warrior, and Sylvie Tamer. So we're just go ahead and start out with the Ryan Mage. You can see here you have entered the Ryan Mage. You can just look at the top left. You can see the material deck and how many cards it has. Look through them, you could just read every single one of them. And if it ever gets too hard to read, you could just easily just zoom in from your web browser, and then you will be able to read it clearly. You scroll down, you look at the cards, you read the cards on what they're supposed to do. As you can see, Mage mainly has spells and allies. Allies would be like your minions that you use to attack with, and spells would be just be like activations that you use, and it's one and done deal, basically. See that there's a bunch of mage here. There's a bunch of spells that. Now we're gonna enter the Lorraine deck. As you can see here, you can check her out. You can see that right off the bat, she already has swords that you're able to play with. She has more minions than the Rye had. Uh, they all have to do revolves around swords to fit themes. She has some attack cards. Rye didn't have any attack cards. Uh, just check it out. Of course, like, well, to be balanced, they warrior also needs some mage spells just so they could like work well. Let's see, just a bunch of allies, a bunch of swords, a bunch of attacks. And lastly, we're gonna go into the Silver Tamer. Her deck is kind of like a balance between those two. Well, mainly about more minion base than more self base or spell base. See here right off the bat, you can see a bunch of animals going on. That's all she's all about. Tamer, taming animals. She has all these animals that do get very strong, but obviously it comes with a hefty price for you to play them. You can just read through all the cards and see which one caught your attention the most. We're just gonna press the back button here, and then I'll go into the tabletop simulator, as I said, to check out the simulation that I created. Alright, so we are here in the simulator. This is a tabletop simulator on the Ground Archive game that was created. So let's start off with this here. Here's a piece of paper that you can see, but you can't read because it's way too small. So a lot of things you do in the simulator is a bunch of right clicks. So you just right click and you pop out, and the pages will come out, and you will see that these will be the rule books of the game. So you just read, and it's very organized to whatever you want it to be. See the table of contents of where you want to go, what you want to see, what which means. So here on the left side, I've created some decks that you could play with. I'm gonna make two main ones because it was tedious to make every card one by one. All I made was the right deck and the Lorraine deck. So it's Mage and Warrior. Those were the two main decks that people played with at the start of this game. And this middle pile here is to show you all the cards that was first released. And so once you get used to the game, once you get used to like these starter decks, you could just come here and just make up your own deck. Why is it not closing? Here you could just search your material deck and your main deck. Well, you can only search through your material deck. But for example, for purpose here, could be. So here you'll bring out your champion first, your level 0 champion. You like zoom in. This website does tend to glitch out, so like it says Rise Stormseeker, but it's not. Well, the picture isn't. But you can just grab it. You can just flip the cards over and look, it's somehow a different card. So you do get some glitches here and there, but all you gotta do is just read the name of the card, and you'll be fine. So you see here, obviously you can't see that card, but luckily you can just go to this search pile, and you just type in the card that you want, and it will be zoomed in right for you to read comfortably. Obviously this is gonna be tedious, but this is the best that this website can do. It's like viewing those cards. So we're gonna go ahead. This text shuffled. Kind of. It is kind of shuffle. We're just gonna go ahead and reset. We'll gather all the cards that is supposed to be within there. Let's go ahead and shuffle. Now we get some cards. Just gonna highlight, and you can just right click and then you just press flip. It's gonna show you all the cards reveal. Let's give this person some cards. We're gonna put out their champion. Here we go. Here we'll shuffle. Draw some cards for them. I'm only doing this just to display on to display some cards, get some cards action, get some functions out. Here you will have some dice that you could just play with, or counters that you could just put on your things. These dice individually, you can just roll them one by one. You click on them, or you can just highlight, click on them. See that they both roll to the total of which dice does what. Or you can just click on here, you can just right click and then just simply roll. Do this jumping animation. Very nice. And lastly, there will be this counter thing that's off to the side here. This will determine on your life. Depending on your life vest, like your champion does have life, that's how the game is determined. Zoom in enough, see that there is life here. 15 is what you need before you die, but of course you could just level up in this game and gain more health. Just whatever damage you've been taking, just deal until you get equal damage. Equal or greater damage than whatever your health is basically how you lose the game. Then if you and also instead of just you going one by one to reset it to 0, there is a clear button, which is this button right here in the middle. Here it goes back to 0. Thank you for coming to my senior project demo.